Good morning from Bromsgrove in Worcestershire, and we're at the bus station and we are doing the newly improved 183 service to Redditch. And this used to be a limited service before, and now it's been increased to run more often, running every 2 hours. So it's the 183 going in the Redditch direction and the 182 in the opposite direction, in the Bromsgrove direction. And the bus we got is a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, a minibus, which is usually worked as well on the demand response transport, the DRT as it's known here in Bromsgrove. And this was operated by Kidderminster Depot, and now it's operated by Redditch Depot. And Redditch used to do the service before because they registered the route back in 2018, taking over from Whoosh Bus Services, which was operated on behalf of the County Council. So we're travelling to Redditch, and of course I haven't been to Redditch for quite a long time now. It's been like 2 years since I've last been to Redditch, and I'm finally going back this year. So it's been like a 2-year gap that I hadn't been to Redditch, because I last went in 2022, missed out last year, but I'm finally going this year. And we're heading down to the stand from where we're going to meet the 182. The 183 route. So I'm on the board. So here's the board here for the departing bus services, and the 183 is going to be, well, I'm just going to check on the board. Just bear with me. That's a bit of advertising going on up there. As you can see, there's a bit of advertising on the departures. So I don't think they've updated the system yet. So I'll see you down on the stand. Okay then, here we go. We are departing Bromsgrove bus station to Redditch bus station on the newly improved 183. And the bus we have is a minibus. It's a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter City 45. The fleet number is 20988 and the registration is BU14 SZG. Now, this bus was new to Hounslow in 2014 from where it worked the NCP flight paths, and then got painted into the NCP livery. In 2020, it was transferred to Stanwell Depot, and then in 2021 it was transferred up to the Midlands to Redditch Depot to work the DRT service, which is the demand responsive transport. And the DRT is like booked via the app, the Worcestershire On Demand app, and Bromsgrove was the first location to have the DRT service. And since it became so popular that more areas were added to the network, to the DRT network on the app. And in 2022, the DRT was transferred over to Kidderminster Depot, and the minibuses which worked the DRT were transferred over to Kidderminster because Redditch Depot was taking on the work provided by Johnson's XL Bus. But then it was transferred back to Redditch Depot because, due to the fact that the Johnson's work were actually up for tender by the council, Warwickshire Council, and they were taken on by Stagecoach, so the DRT was moved back to Redditch Depot along with the vehicles that worked the service. So anyway, we are leaving Bromsgrove now towards Redditch, and so there's a good fleet of minibuses on the Diamond along with the Mellostrators. There was one Mercedes-Benz Sprinter City 45, but that one got withdrawn in 2024 this year, and that one was 20987. So the sister bus to this one is 20989, and that one was new to Green Triangle in 2016. Then it was transferred to Diamond at Atherton on takeover, and then transferred to Eccles in 2018, then to Tividale in 2021, and then transferred to Redditch in 2022. So you had So the only minibuses that Redditch have now is 20988 and 20989. And of course, there is 20986, but that is not a minibus. That is actually an Optare Solo, and that's at Avonmouth. I think it's still at Avonmouth. I'm not sure, because I know Wessex stopped operating. So anyway, we're going up now on the 183 route. Now, as you know, this route is operating from Redditch Depot. It was previously operated by Kidderminster between 2020 and 2024, and Redditch did this service before between 2018 and 2020. Because if you remembered, Redditch did it before and they used an Optare Solo. But however, these days it's the minibuses because of the little tight lanes. And I'm going to read out to you that Redditch took it over, and so I'm just going to tell you what has really improved to the service. So this route started with Redditch Depot, well, back at Redditch Depot, from the 15th of April, on the 15th of April, and the 182 is the Bromsgrove direction, while the 183 is the Redditch direction. So this service now benefits from great service improvements. Once again, the 15th of April, this service had its timetable changed along with the 182, and it benefits some great service improvements. And Diamond has introduced additional weekday services, including peak time, morning and evening journeys. And this brand new line of route now includes extra services to Barnes Green and Longbridge rail stations, making it a great choice for connections with the local train services. Now, if you remembered, there used to be a 146 route that used to operate in the Ardchurch area. But sadly, that route had to stop in 2020 due to obvious reasons because of the service not paying. So anyway, here we go. We are following the 202 route, which is the Bromsgrove to Halesowen, operated by Diamond, and that one operates from Kidderminster. And so here we go. So the 182 route is the Bromsgrove direction, while the 183 is the Redditch direction. And if you remembered when Kidderminster did the service, they had Optare Solos on it. When Redditch did it before, it was an Optare Solo. There was even a street light that did this occasionally. And with the Ulster schools, if you remembered, Redditch used to have a Plaxton President, a double-decker. If you remember back in the days when Redditch had a Plaxton President. And I know it was always worked by a Optare Solo on the route all the time. It was always a Solo. And so there was a Solo all the time on the 182. And when this was operated by Johnson's, it was also a Solo, because I had a Solo on this one. And so here we go. We're now heading up to the M42 interchange, also by the former Harvester restaurant. So we're heading for the Harvester restaurant. And Kiddy also put on Optare Solo SRs on the route, and also the standard Optare Solos that were from Redditch, and that included 20869 and 20868 and even 20052. So the Redditch Solos that were transferred to Kidderminster did work the service, even the Optare Solo SRs, which were originally also from Tividale. And so here we go. We're now on our way up towards Lickey, so we're following the 202 service. And I'm going to read out to you the following routes in Bromsgrove, the bus transport in Bromsgrove, because there's quite a few old routes that are no longer with us. And so, as you know, Diamond run the 52 service, which is a quicker route to this one. It goes from Kidderminster to Redditch through Bromsgrove, and then, of course, there is a 52A, which takes a little bit longer. It used to go to the Princess of Wales Hospital, to the Alexandra Hospital, and but however, it just runs between Bromsgrove and the Alexandra Hospital. So the 52A takes a little bit longer, but the 52 is the more quickest route to get to Redditch. But however, this one is the scenic route. This one goes the long way round. And Diamond used to operate a commercial 64 service from Birmingham to Bromsgrove, and its replacement service 144. And Diamond used to operate the 007, what is now today's 147 route. So Diamond used to operate the 007 prior to Midland Rider taking it over. But then Diamond restarted the operations on the 007, and of course they used to do the 318. If you remember, they used to run the 318, and Central Buses used to do the 007. The custom operators, they operate a number of local services in the Bromsgrove area, mostly under the contract to the council, and they've been operating. One of the custom operators has been there since like 2003. Travel West Midlands, however, used to operate the 145 route in the town alongside a single journey on the 318. Since withdrawing from the area, they were renamed to National Express West Midlands, and they last operated in the town in 2003. But they returned to serve in the town when they began operating a new service 144A from Longbridge, partly replacing the 144 operated by First. Because if you remembered, the 144 used to go to Birmingham from Worcester, and now it just goes Worcester to Catshill. And this service has now been renumbered to the 20 and extended to the QE Hospital in Birmingham, but just not going to the city centre in Birmingham. Of Birmingham, and the 20 interworks with the 48 route that goes from the QE Hospital to West Bromwich. So anyway, here we go, we're now going along. So we're now going to be heading to Longbridge. So we'll be on our way to Longbridge, as this service now serves Longbridge, and it's really great to see Redditch serving Longbridge once again. Because if you remembered, Redditch used to serve Longbridge. The last time they served Longbridge was back in 2019 when they had the emergency tender 19 service, Maypole to Rubery, from when IGO went under. But that's now operated by the custom operator. And so the custom operator now runs the 19. When Diamond did it, it ran to the Great Park. But when the custom operator took it over, it only goes as far as Morrison's in Rubery. So, however, with the 182, 183, it used to be each service operates once a day in each direction. But now this runs a lot more often, which is great. And I'm so happy that Worcestershire County Council have paid to keep this service running. And there used to be a link from Bromsgrove to the Merryhill Shopping Centre. It only operated one journey each direction between Bromsgrove and Merryhill, and that was the X7. And it operated Tuesdays and Thursdays. But now that service is withdrawn. And of course, there was a handful of other services that are no longer here in Bromsgrove, but they'll never be forgotten. There was the 97 and 98 routes. They were operated. They were operated by Red Line. It used to be operated by a small independent company. and Red Line ran the service in 1990. Though Rover coaches continue to operate in competition. So anyway, those routes were taken over from Rover coaches by Red Line on the 3rd of September 1990. Though Rover coaches continued to operate in competition, and originally a Monday to Friday only service, and it was extended to Saturdays that same year. Operation continued by Red Line until the company ceased trading in 1998, and then First took them over. Then it was taken over by Pete's Travel, if you remember that, Pete's Travel. They won the contract to operate the services in 2002, only to deregister them on the 4th of September 2003, when they were once taken over once again by First. Less than a year later, in 2004, they were taken over by a custom operator, and those services went to Sidemore and to a place called Foxwalks. But sadly, in 2019, those routes ceased operation, and they have not been running ever since. But I believe the DRT covers most of the route today. So there's been quite a few interesting routes that no longer operate. So anyway, here we go. We're now going down towards Cofton Hackett, Rednall Way, and this was the terminus of the original 20, but now it's the 20A. The 20, however, when it was operated by Yardley Wood, it was only worked by single decks because of the low bridge at Bourneville Station. And so here we go. So here's the roundabout at Cofton, and we are still alongside the 202 service. But the 202 will leave us at Leach Green Lane, and that will carry on to serve Rubery, and then it will continue on its journey up the Eggill Lane to Aylesowing. So that will go on to Aylesowing. So anyway, here we go. We're now on our way to Redditch. So we're just going past the Hare and Hounds pub. So the 202 service, the 202 route has been operating for like many years now. So it was originally operated by Stevenson's, transferred to an independent to a custom operator in 1992, and it runs an hourly frequency. But briefly in the late 1990s, the route was extended to run to Merry Hill. However, the route was short-lived to Merry Hill, and within a year, the route was curtailed to run between Halesowen and Bromsgrove once again. The route was then taken over by Diamond Bus. In 2020, it was renumbered and rerouted as a Service 44 for a short stint, running via Northfield. But then the route reverted to the original route and the service number, the 202. And the 202 is one of my favourite routes when it thrashes up the Eggill Lane, and that's one of my favourite routes. And I even like the 580 route, which is the Kimver one from Kidderminster, and even the 242 service, which is operated by Select. So anyway, here we go. We have just overtook a Gemini operated by NXWM, and that's working the 20 service up to the QE Hospital. And the 20 service is operating from West Bromwich Depot. It's operating from West Bromwich. And this was introduced originally by Yardley Woods 144A by NXWM. And in 2022... that's when it happened, and it was a part replacement for the withdrawn section between Bromsgrove and Longbridge, It was then renumbered to the 20 and extended onto the QE Hospital in 2023, and now this route runs out, and now that route runs hourly Monday to Saturday and 2 hourly on Sundays, because before it was a 70-minute frequency and that wasn't good. But now, since they improved the service, it's a lot better. So anyway, here we are. We are now in Longbridge. So this is Longbridge. And now there's a bit of history to Longbridge. And this was the home of the MG Rover. So Longbridge is an area in the southwest of Birmingham and located near the border with Worcestershire, historically being within Worcestershire. And the area is described as a hub for public transport with a number of bus services operated by the custom operator, NXWM, and of course Diamond on the 182, 183 and the 145 and 145A. And they pass through Longbridge with destinations including Birmingham, West Brom, QE Hospital. Also, West Midlands Railway serves the train station on the Cross City line with destinations at Redditch or Bromsgrove and Four Oaks or Lichfield, with connections to Hereford and Nottingham and also at University Station or Nationwide at Birmingham's New Street Station. So connections to Nottingham is at University or Nationwide at Birmingham's New Street Station. In 2020, a larger multi-storey car park was built near to the station as a park and ride facility to reduce car journeys into the city centre. Some improvements to Longbridge Station was also carried out in 2020. One side of the station remains without a lift facility. The area is surrounded by Frankley Beaches, Rubery, Rednall, Bromsgrove, Northfield, Westheath and Kings Norton, and it is in close proximity to and can be viewed from the Lickey Hills. Since 1906, the area has been dominated by the Longbridge plant, which produced Austin, Nash Metropolitan, Morris and British Leyland, and most recently the MG Rover cars. The factory became dormant and some parts of the older sections of the site were demolished after the MG Rover fell into administration in 2005. The plant was one of the main employers of the local population, and the resultant layoffs caused local decline, and the company, renamed MG Motor, owned by MG Rover's would-be partner Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation, resumed limited MGTF sports car production within a small portion of the factory in August 2008 and late 2010. Okay then guys, we are now heading towards the roundabout, from where we will head towards the turn-off point towards Hopwood. And I just hope you're enjoying the journey from Bromsgrove to Redditch in this little Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. And shout out to Black Country Traveller, you should check out this route. This is a very interesting route, especially with the twists and turns. And when we come to the roundabout, it's 7 miles to Birmingham, 2 3/4 to Cotteridge, and 2 3/4 mile to Cotteridge, and 2 miles to Kings Norton, and that's the A441. The roundabout that we took is for Redditch and Hornchurch. So we're now going down the Birmingham Road. And this was originally provided by the 146, which stopped operating in 2020 due to obvious reasons. So that meant the route had to cease operation. And it was a shame that there was no longer a link to Birmingham city centre directly. Well, you still had the 150 that went into the centre of Birmingham up until 2022, but now it only runs as far as Kings Heath. So if you needed to go from Redditch into Birmingham city centre, you have to change at Maypole or Kings Heath to continue on your journey. So we're going down the A441. So the A441 is going to take us all the way to Redditch. So it's going to take us all the way to Redditch, and then we're going to turn off right and go onto a site of a caravan park. So we're going to go up towards the caravan park, which is over at Topwood. And it's and the interesting thing, the service served the caravan park, and I never realised it was going to serve the caravan park, because it was originally saying it was just going to serve the main road, but however, the interesting thing, it is serving the caravan park, so that is brilliant. However, we didn't get full of passengers until we got to Hornchurch Way, so it is really great for residents in Hornchurch that they've now got a frequent service into the town centre of Redditch. I was actually the only person with a friend of mine who jumped on the 183 in Bromsgrove. So it was only me and my mate who got on this bus in Bromsgrove. And of course, after this one, we proceeded onto the X19 route to Stratford-upon-Avon. So we went on to Stratford-upon-Avon after this, and that video's coming on after this one, the X19. So here we are. Now, of course, we didn't film coming out the caravan park because it's the same direction, so we'll see you on the main road. So this is a very interesting route. Parked in a caravan park, of course, it is a very important link for elderly people and all the pensioners who depend on this service. So, here we go. We're now on our way towards Redditch. Sorry, my apologies for saying that we didn't film coming out the caravan park. I just forgotten. So we're just now coming out the caravan park in Hopwood, and we're now on our way towards towards Redditch. So we're on our way to Redditch, and this route also crosses the M42, which is the orbital motorway around Birmingham. And so we're now on our way now towards. So we're now on our way now to Barnt Green. Now, this bus used to go directly from Bromsgrove to Barnt Green, but now it goes via Longbridge. So they've made this route a little bit longer. This is a little bit of a similar version with the 24 service, which is the Dudley to Merry Hill service operated by NXWM. And what I have heard, that an extra bus is added onto the 24, so I don't think Diamond's going to be having it, but I might be wrong, or maybe not. But we'll see when June comes. But however, Diamond's already got a similar version to the 24, which is this one. The 182, 183. And so here we go. We are now on the roundabout. So we're now on the roundabout. Well, we just come off the roundabout, and now we're heading up to Barnt Green. So we're now heading up to Barnt Green, which is a small little area between the south of Birmingham and, of course, Cofton, and of course Bromsgrove. So it is a small little village area. It's a fantastic village. I didn't mean to say hamlet, I meant village. And of course, the interesting thing about this place, it's actually got its iconic chip shop, Peter's Pan, which is actually named after a Disney villains film, Peter Pan. And so here we go. So we're going along the Bittle Road. So this route goes along the Bittle Road. And so anyway, we're now on our way up to Barnt Green next. And then we'll head on to Arverchurch before we reach Redditch. And so here we go. We're now on our way on our journey. So I just hope you're enjoying it. And I am planning for more exciting videos that will be coming on the channel. So finally we're done the 183. We might do the Bromsgrove direction one day, but we don't know yet. We don't know if we might do the Bromsgrove direction yet, but I'll let you know as soon as possible. So the following routes we've done. So we've done the 002 route to Wheely Castle from Merry Hill. We've done the 3s from Kiddie to Harley Kings. Also the 5 from Dudley to King Swinford. The 7 from Kiddie to Cyan Hill. We're looking at doing the 8s next from Rifle Range to Hales Park. And also we've done the 9s over Kidderminster. Also we've done the 10s from Kidderminster to Spennels and Offmore. The 11s, well, I am planning to do some virtual Redditch videos like the 11s and 12s. We've done the 15s, we've done the 13s, the 17s, 17H, the 18. We've also done quite a few other videos like the 25 from Stourbridge to Dudley, the 27 and 27A, and of course we are planning to do the 52 from Kiddie to Redditch. So we might be doing the 52 Kiddie to Redditch, and hopefully might do the full 52A to the Alexandra Hospital. Because we tried doing that in 2022 when it went to the Princess of Wales Hospital, but however the service was running late and I only had to cut the journey short because of the service running late. So here we go. We're now on our way towards Barnt Green. And so 52A, we might do a new version of that. We've also done the 303 from Kiddie to Worcester. 296 Worcester to Bewdley, we've done that one. And we've also done the 202. We've also done my favourite route, the 580, that goes from Kidderminster up to Kimver. And hoping to do the 292 to Ludlow soon. I might do the 247 from Evesham to Redditch. So there is quite a few interesting videos I'm planning to do in the not too distant future. Operated by Diamond Buses. Not only with Diamond, we're also looking at doing it with other different operators like with Select. So with Select, I'm hoping to do the Stafford Locals 7s, 8s. And also the 11s again. Might do the 11s one day, might do the 12s. And also hopefully to do the Cannock Local 23. Also do the 67 from Wolverhampton to Cannock. I'll have to cut half the video out because due to the fact the 67 goes into an area which is a private territory, so I'm not allowed to film areas which are on private land. And I respect that. I always respect the private land rules and regulations. And so I've done quite a few of the new routes. And I've done the 877. I might do the 878 one day. I might do the 878. I might do the 101 over in Telford, which is part of the Travel Telford scheme. So here we are now in Barnt Green. So this is Barnt Green on the 183 route. So I'm hoping to go on some select routes. Also hoping to do Chase Rider again. Might do the local Cannock service number 1. And also might do the 70 from Cannock to Wolverhampton, or maybe the 71. and also do the 25 and the 26 that goes round Hensford Way. So Chase Rider, I have got a few Chase Rider routes planned, even the Travel Telford routes that they operate. Because I know Chase Rider operate routes now in Telford. They did do a service from Cannock to Telford before, the X14, but sadly that had to stop operating because of low passenger numbers, and of course the route wasn't subsidised by any local councils, because if it was subsidised that route would just carry on operating, but however sadly it was commercial, so it wasn't viable to continue for another year, and that was a shame. It was a handy link for those people who were going directly towards Telford. So here we go, we are now on our way round Barnt Green, so this is going to take us all the way towards Redditch, and more videos will be coming soon here on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So let's continue with the journey. Now, the reason why I had to mute all of this video, because due to the fact it was playing music, and the music's not owned by me, so I do apologise if it was muted, but however I do not want to get a copyright strike, so just continue to enjoy the journey as we head all the way to Redditch. So then we are now entering the car park for Redditch Sainsbury's. As you know, there's a Sainsbury's here in Redditch, and it's next to the Abbey Retail Park, which consists of 2 shop units. Well, there's only one in use, while the other one is vacant. And the shop that is in use is B&M, which used to be known as Homebase. The shop next door was Allied Carpets, and then it changed to Argos, and then Argos then merged with Sainsbury's, and they closed their standalone store and moved into Sainsbury's, and that unit is now vacant. And Homebase was taken over by B&M, and as you know, B&M is a very popular store selling all different types of bargains, etc. And also they took over former Wilkinson stores, because if you remembered, Wilkinson's went into administration last year. It was a shame that Wilco's went bust. It was a great store. So here we are. We're now at the Redditch Sainsbury's, and Sainsbury's here in Redditch. As you know, back in the good days of Sainsbury's, they have the TU clothing, which they still do, the clothing department, electrical, and there used to be a cafeteria, but if you remembered, Sainsbury's got rid of their cafes. Most of them got replaced by the restaurant hub, which includes Slim Chickens, etc., while the others have been replaced by Starbucks. And Sainsbury's, most of them, was branded as J Sainsbury, if you remember the J Sainsbury's logo. But now it's just become Sainsbury's on its own. So anyway, let's continue on our journey. The last leg of the journey into the centre of Redditch. And of course, I hadn't been down here for a while, and I'm glad I've come back down this year. I'm hoping to get down here a lot more this year to check out the routes that were set for an axe in 2022, but then they got renewed, which is great. So I'm very pleased that these services are carrying on operating, because as you know, those routes are vital for the local community as well as the elderly people. So then we have now reached our final destination, Redditch. I hope you enjoyed the journey all the way from Bromsgrove, and it's been an exciting journey. So we've now completed the 183. Finally, we've finally done it since the takeover from Kidderminster. Sadly, I couldn't do it on the last week of Kidderminster operating it, but I'm so happy I've now done the route. Might do the 182 in the opposite direction, but I'm not sure yet. But all I have to say, I've done the 183. What I'd like to say to you all guys is thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And please be sure to like and subscribe. Welcome to Redditch.